Hello, BookTube. Time for a book haul. Our last one for January of 2017. This is a little book haul that got me through a small snowstorm that is afflicting Boston at the moment. I don't think it's going to amount to much, but it's a big deal when you have dogs who can't walk and don't want to go outside. uh, well, the mailman came anyway, covered in snow. So we have some packages to go through here, as you can see behind me on the work bookcase. The top shelf, the January shelf, is now cleared completely. Ready, once I'm done with this shipment, everything is ready to shift up one shelf. So that top shelf, the next time you see me, will be covered by February books. And everything else will move up a bunch. But let's see what we have here. Let's see if we even get a January book in this shipment. I'm hoping not. And small as it is, we end with a box. So that's good. Who cares about boxes at a time like this? Oh, this is Susan Enoch. This is my one true Highlander. Oh, the people at St. Martin's. Oh my. All right. So this comes out in April. It takes place in Scotland, 1812. Rugged Highlander Graham's loyalty to his clan means that their enemies are his own, even when that includes his neighbor, the Duke of Latimer. It's a fight he doesn't relish, but when Graham's reckless younger brother foolishly kidnaps Latimer's younger sister, all bets are off. Lady Marjorie Forrester may be aligned with the enemy, but capturing her puts Graham squarely in the middle of a war. If he turns Marjorie over to his clan chief, she could be killed. If he lets her go, his brother could face prison time. In addition, the woman can't stop trying to civilize the lot of them. What's a Highlander to do then but keep the stubborn lass close and explore the unexpected passion that develops between them? Right. I'm going to resist the urge to simply forget the camera is on and start reading. Instead, we'll move on. Oh my, the folks at St. Martin's. Bless them. All right, what have we got next here? This is a March book, something I've already read. It's The Violated by Bill Bronzini. He is the king of police procedurals. And this is a great American cover. This is his latest. Let me read you a bit of what here. The novel begins with the body of a dead man lying face up on a grassy riverbank, legs together and ankles crossed, arms spread-eagled above his head with palms upturned and fingers curled in a grotesque parody of the crucifixion. The victim, Martin Torrey, according to public opinion, is not a victim, but instead the lead suspect in an ongoing investigation of 4 brutal rapes and assaults against 4 women taking place in the span of 4 months, each more violent than the last. Tasked with solving the rapes and finding the murderer of Martin Torrey, Chief Griffin Kells and Detective Robert Ortiz are placed under increasing pressure from the public at large and from an overly ambitious mayor. Sounds like Bill Bronzini territory. But as hackneyed as that premise might sound, he never disappoints. So then we'll move on to this thing. It's tiny. It's probably slim volume of poetry. I'm sure I'm up to that after a Highlander. But let's see. Let's see what we have here. I'll make sure this doesn't go. Okay, yes, it is a slim volume of poetry. It is 40 sonnets by Don Patterson. Look at how tiny that is. This is a grand total of 44 pages. Okay, so it is 40 sonnets. All right. Would it kill you to wait? Maybe make something 100 pages long? I don't know, so you can show it to your mother? And this comes out in May. Okay. Okay. All right, let's move on. This next one has a bit of heft to it. What is this? Oh, okay, this is the finished copy of something we've seen on this channel before. This comes out in late February, so this goes on that top shelf. This is Claretta, Mussolini's Last Lover. by R.J.B. Bosworth. Entirely about her. I remember I got the advance copy, and I actually made a mental note to read it and see, as unlikely a subject as this is for a full-length book, is there any way you can pull it off? And I didn't do it. I didn't actually get around to reading it, so I will. I will do that, because I'm not going to let this go by. So I will read it. I'll just read the finished copy. And then we move on to this thing. What have we here? Oh, this is Tor. Oh, good. Excellent. Well, I'm getting more Tor books. I wonder why that is. This comes out in early February, just a week from now. And it is called Amberlow by Laura Elena Donnelly. What have we here? Watch the glittering city of Amberlow fall to political turmoil in this debut, alternate history, which follows the fate of a cabaret dancer, a smuggler, and a gay spy during the rise of a fascist coup in a richly built alternate world. Robert Jackson Bennett calls Amberlow a dazzling romp through a tumultuous, ravishing world. And it got a starred review in Publishers Weekly. Okay. All right, so this doesn't sound like my cup of tea, but you never know. It's a debut, and they can do anything. So, and then we have a box to end this little snowy book haul. What is this going to be? Oh, excellent. Fantastic. This is the finished copy of George Saunders' Lincoln and the Bardo. His first novel. One of our greatest short story writers finally wrote a novel in which President Lincoln goes to the cemetery every night to visit the body of his dead son. And the cemetery is full of ghosts, whose voices we hear. I read the ARC and pondered it. I read it and studied it. When an author this great, someone who is already, as young as he is, he's already in the ranks of the greatest short story writers in American history. When someone like that writes a novel, their first novel, you pay attention. You pay serious attention. You figure that it's been working on them for a long time. It's not a small thing to shift genres. Or shift forms. I honestly don't know what the critical consensus is going to be, or if there is going to be one. I'm looking forward to the discussion. I found the novel problematic. There are stretches that are brilliant, but the stretches that are brilliant are never longer stretches of brilliance than any of the stretches of brilliance in his short stories. And the nature of the way he tells the story here, he shifts to the viewpoints of all the different ghosts, shifts into their dialects and whatnot. I don't know. It's tremendously ambitious, and it's ultimately very moving and weird. Some of the depictions of the afterlife, the standard architecture of the afterlife, are downright weird in a very memorable way. I don't think it completely works as a novel, and I'll be very much interested in rereading it. I'll reread it in the hardcover gladly. I'll just clear my mind and go at it again. But I'm interested in seeing, watching the reviews pile up. Nobody will ignore it, except the Christian Science Monitor, where I don't think it's getting reviewed. If it is, it's certainly not getting reviewed by me. And this comes out, I think, in early February. No, this comes out on Valentine's Day. This comes out in mid-month. Okay. Okay. Well, the pub sheet has some advanced stuff on it. From Vanity Fair and the New York Times Book Review, Publishers Weekly, Kirkus, and Harper's. So maybe its reception is going to be more positive than I think, more universally positive than I think. But I'm looking forward to tackling it again anyway. So there we have Lincoln and the Bardo. We have a science fiction debut called Amberlow. We have Claretta, a biography of Mussolini's last mistress. We have a tiny volume of 40 sonnets. We have The Violated by Bill Bronzini. And we have My One True Highlander a romance novel, a nice variety, even at the end of the month. And I am going to now deal with these, so I will see you soon. Thank you, BookTube.